Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a general collection reading for the sign of Leo for May 2020. So Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Again, it's a general reading. Take what resonates. If you're not if you're watching this and thinking this may not be for me, check out your ascendant or whichever the other signs are that you haven't already watched. And also, sometimes the titles of the readings that I do post, even if you're not that sign, sometimes they can sort of you draw them into them. So again, have a look on the channel, see what else has been posted by the time that you watch this. Hopefully there will be a few messages in here for you, but it is a general reading. Okay, so let's have a look at the general collective of Leos for May 2020. We're going to be using the Legacy of the Divine Tarot by Ciro Machete. Shout out to Kate for purchasing these. Thank you. Leo, please. Leo, wow, that's a lot of cards. Leo, they're saying no, put them back. Okay. Yeah, there's all that right. Okay, let's keep. We'll do a few more shuffles because these feel there's a frustration energy here. Let me dig into this. Someone wants recognition for something that they feel they haven't got. They're getting frustrated because they feel like the universe has overlooked them. They haven't. It's just a timing thing. Right. Wow. Wow. Yeah. 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 Right. So the first card here is Hermit. So someone, again, it's like you're feeling like you've been overlooked. You've gone for a long, arduous journey. You've lit your own way. Maybe you feel a bit lonely. You're taking the road less travelled, and you sort of still you just feel very roadworthy. Like you're just like, can we just get onto the good stuff, please? Because this is Virgo energy. This is some absolute nightmare. Like you've probably done a lot of work or healing, or you've had to retreat away from people where you felt like you didn't fit in, maybe. But things are changing. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This is now tables are turning. May by ding turns. Wheel turns. The wheel turns. It has to turn. You cannot stay in that hermit energy where you're just sort of in this insular, very introspective type of introverted energy. Because it's like you felt separated from your environment, and you couldn't quite understand why. It was a timing thing. You had to go through that because then you understood more about you. This is what is required for the next part of your journey with the wheel. It's what was required. Keep the faith. There's definitely something they're trying to stretch you out on here. This is the Seven of Wands. It's like they might have backed you into a corner a little bit. You might have felt like you've been backed into a corner with this energy. I don't think they were deliberately trying to sort of wind you up to that point where you felt that, but there was a choice that had to be made, and I feel like if you hadn't have been backed into that area, you may not have had the inclination to do that. But this is all building up to something that they want to give you that's going to aid you your next part of your chapter, your next part of your journey. Yeah, look, these cards are like flying out all over the place. Let me keep shuffling these. I'm not feeling these at all. We've got the Ace of Wands, which is, again, it's like you're going to get your fire lit and you're burning and you've got a direction to go in this time. Whatever you'd been doing, you felt like you weren't ready to step out. Maybe, I mean, obviously we're in quarantine, aren't we? So maybe you physically weren't able to step out. You are. At some point in the May period that you are going to get that, and there's a release. The energy feels a lot freer. It feels like you're not being backed into a corner. You've got more options, Leo. There's a lot of stress, I feel, that's been placed. A lot of unnecessary stress. King of Cups, someone with an emotional offering is able to come through because the energy is a lot lighter. Because you were in that hermit energy, there was a closing off of that kind of, your boundaries were very well protected. You were singularly kind of traversing certain kind of environments and situations. Now this Wheel of Fortune's come in. There's an emotional release here. That, can you see? It's like you're in shock. He's holding the glass and he's in the water and he's going to fill it up, but it's like he's not fully committed to that yet, because he's probably like, the heck is this? Like, I was sat in a freaking going through this and up until recently, and now suddenly the tides have turned, and now suddenly I'm having to deal with this emotion, and how does that work? It's like you're feeling out this energy to see, does it suit me? Is it something that I'm going to want to get involved with? Is it something that I'm going to want to entertain? I'm not going to just jump into this. I'm just going to kind of feel this out a bit. And I feel that's where this defensive energy comes in, because I feel like it does make you feel a little bit like you've been backed into a corner here. And 6 of coins is reversed, so there's an imbalance. So whatever this, where this tide has turned, where there was a sort of a review of you trying to have and walk your own inner path, and you trying to find yourselves, and you cultivating that kind of practice of who am I and what am I here to do. Something's opened up, but it's also, I mean, it's brought some emotional freedom, but it's caused you to feel a bit trapped or a bit unsure of why this is happening, a bit kind of like dubious about, well, why are you showing me this path? I've been blocked before, why now? Like, what is this? And I feel like there's choices here that there's going to be a quick succession of choices. The 8 of Wands with the Lovers, it's like the moment you feel that this tide changes, this Hermit energy is released via the Ace of Wands through the Wheel of Fortune, that destiny. There's something being offered with the King of Cups energy that is of an emotional loaded situation. You get very defensive and you feel there's an imbalance, and then there's some kind of information coming through about a choice. Now, this could be to do with love, yes, because you feel very conflicted. It feels like your energy wasn't open, but something opens you up this month to another possibility of some kind that you hadn't previously encountered or you hadn't previously expected. Yeah, look, someone's offering you something, but I don't think you're expecting this. Look, Page of Cups, someone's coming with an offering. 2 of Swords, either you're not fully acknowledging it and it brings you out of hermit mode, but I feel like you're probably, I mean, this is Libra energy, but it's like you either don't acknowledge it or you do acknowledge it, but I think it was possibly something you didn't see coming. You probably didn't feel ready. Maybe you still don't. Maybe you still don't feel ready. But it's definitely bringing you out of a comfort zone here. But it's causing you as well to review your future. And it's like whatever plans you had, there's a major shift in the plans. There's something you've not accounted for here that it's on its way. That's going to bring truth. Page of Swords. This could also be social media. This could, I mean, it's a general truth that you hadn't expected that is coming. 6 of Swords. Once that's finally acknowledged, you can move on your path because you've accepted your path. The reason being is your emotional well-being balance has been integrated. Because again, you're not blocking anything. You're in alignment because the choice that you made, the situation that confronted itself, you dealt with it in a balanced way, emotionally, that wasn't against you. You weren't in self-sabotage energy, or you made a choice. There's definitely a choice here that's coming up. Yeah, look, 8 of Coins. But this is like you're having to work at this. It's like this is an emotional balancing act here that you're having to work at even after a choice has been made. Again, it could be that there's a choice that affects work or money. Let's have a look here. You were protecting yourself before, thinking that it was for your own good. It was for your own good. It was for your own good. I don't know if it was. I think the Hermit, you talked yourself into thinking that you were staying away from certain situations because it was going to serve you, but it didn't. It actually made you less connected to people. And yeah, okay, it built in you finding a bit more of your inner light, but it disconnected you emotionally. And so with this wheel turning, with someone offering you something emotional, it sparks a kind of trigger here, which is why you're in that Seven of Wands energy where you're kind of backed into a corner, or you feel that way because you're like, oh, hang on, I'm not ready. I've just come out of hermit mode. Give me a chance. Which is why there's a choice. Now, Spirit is saying here, you're going to make if you make the choice based as the hermit, are you going to make the choice based for logic? Or you can step into that wheel energy with the King of Cups that was offering you something emotionally, and you can step into your heart center and make a decision based on that. Now, what is the preference? Spirit is saying, because the Queen of Cups has come up, is to go into the heart center when you make this decision. They're saying, but it will probably be different for everyone. So if you can try and align yourself and make the best decision. But if there's something about this situation that when you get to it, you think, oh, you know, like, oh, this is really, really, really difficult decision. It's really triggering me. You need to explore that a bit more. Don't just make a decision and think, oh, I'll just flip a coin. Really understand this, because there's a hidden truth in amongst all this as well that you might not see. There might be some part of this that looks straightforward, and maybe because this is the thing, what they're saying is there's a potential here for falling into an old trap that you've been in, which is just to make a decision and then not getting the results, and they're trying to block that pattern of behavior because it doesn't serve you, and then you're back to the drawing board trying to work it out again. Choose the path less traveled. Don't go, if you've chosen path A every other time, please don't just revert into that routine, because this is where Spirit are looking at me, and usually when they do this, this is to say, what else do we need to tell you? We're done. Because they're very black and white usually in these aspects, because to them, because they're obviously viewing things from a high perspective, it's very easy for them, because to them it's obvious. But obviously we're living in a physical existence. It's not always obvious to us, which is why we need this insight. But they're saying, what else do you need to know? Just you're going to know the answer, but you're going to sit and your brain's going to get involved, and your ego's going to get involved, and this is going to get involved, and Mavis up the road's going to get involved. No, make the decision based with you and your alignment. Don't align with Bob up the street who has got no awareness of anything. Like, make sure what you're aligning yourself to at this time is for your own greater good and doesn't add to a cycle, because there's something here about a cycle that needs to be broken. There's also love coming in here. This looks like love to me, because we're talking about emotions. Someone's offering something emotionally, but maybe you didn't want to see it before. But they're even now, they're either coming back with truth, or someone else is coming with truth, and it causes you to totally reevaluate your future. So whatever you're betting on at the moment, keep an open mind, because if you're that rigid about outcomes, it's not going to work, because you're going to end up choosing what you think you know now, and that's not going to work. What you think you know now, the Spirit is saying, is not going to be, if you were to make it, because I feel like people are already sitting there going, no, I already know I'm going to do this. Are you sure you want to do that? Because look, she's not sat there with her face going, yeah, I already know what I'm going to do. She's sat there going, this is a surprise. So, and again, they're not sitting here going, yeah, you know, you've made your decision, and now you were surprised, but things are okay. Oh no, this is the surprise, and then what comes after the surprise is work. This is not surprise and celebration because you've made the decision. This is surprise and, oh, I need to reevaluate this. So if you're sat there going, I already know the answer, I already know. No, you're not going to tell me anything different. No, I don't need to. You need to listen to yourself though, because yourself is going to tell you something different at this time that has not happened yet. And if it has, and you're watching this video to get insight, remove every preconceived idea and everything that you think you know, and start from the basics and work your way up, as if you're viewing your own life through a baby's eyes, all right? As if you're viewing, because this is the thing, some people are trying to overcomplicate this. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated, and this is why my guys are just staring at me, because It's like you are trying to force a square peg into a round hole, and this is why another option's presented itself. Enough. Enough. I don't know whose guide that is, but... Okay, hang on. Yeah, look. 5 of Wands. Who are you fighting? Are you fighting yourself? Are you fighting them? Who are you fighting? What's the deal? 5 of Wands. Don't fall into that trap, because if they're trying to provide a new path, it just means the old path that you were on needed a recalibration, because it wasn't leading you into the right area. This, I feel, is this whole and it, don't get me wrong, you might turn up and go, is this a joke? Like, can you not just let me get on with my stuff? It's not a joke, and the reason they're not letting you get on with it is possibly you're about to, they want you to align with the most highest timeline that is for the good of you. And if you're wandering backwards, you know, blindfolded, tripping up with your laces undone, you know, it's like Spirit are trying to help you out, and which means you've got to help yourself as well. They can't, as much as you know, otherwise why would we need to be here? If they did all the work and we didn't need to take accountability, we wouldn't need to be here. It would just be us like watching a computer game, you know, someone else playing the computer game. Yeah, look, Knight of Cups. There's a release of emotions here. I feel like someone's tried to be strong for so long. Surrender. Enough. Enough. Because there's something charged about this path that was a bit wounded. I'm not going to lie. It feels a little bit wounded. And the decisions that were being made were being done on a wounded timeline, because you've come from a wounded place that hasn't been healed. And so they're trying to align you onto a healing timeline now, so that the outcome is also a healed outcome, rather than the same pattern of behaviour that possibly you've gone through. They're trying to, it's like a train being put onto the other tracks. That's what they're trying to do. So if you come across this and go, what on earth is that, you know, what are you trying to do here? Like, why are you suddenly changing the script? What is this? Like, why? And I don't know why, like, you know, why suddenly now this has to happen? Like, why? What on earth is going on here? It's because they're trying to expand you on an emotional level, because there's something else that is to come that if you don't expand, you're not going to be ready for, and that's your blessing. They want to prepare you for your blessing here. Yeah, look. They're not playing here with this. Look, the world. They're trying to close out a chapter. The world ending. Completion. Ending. Look, it was about time. Full cycle. He's accomplished what he was set out to accomplish, and it was done in a again, this is someone who's honouring that. It's like, yes, I've done what I needed to do. It's done, you know. Good work. Good work, Leo. Wow. Wow. Because then the Emperor comes in. The Emperor comes in. There's something, this could be healing, because I feel like the Star in reverse, there's something about a healing here. Someone's going to do something that is going to cause you to go into a healing, possibly. Could be an offer you're getting, and then you just see the truth, and then you understand there's a healing element to this that you actually do honour. When you honour that healing element, the Emperor will come through. Your divine counterpart. This is about a divine counterpart energy here. That is, they're carving a way for that energy to come through. If you stayed on the same timeline, this energy of Emperor is not going to come through, because you're not in alignment. You're in a wounded energy. From where I'm looking. Yeah, look, balance. Justice, karma, releasing karma, balance. Finally. 6 of Wands, recognition, acknowledgement. Suddenly, finally, something that wasn't acknowledged before is. Yeah, look, the Sun. Movement, positive movement forward. This is setting the stage here of union. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Swords, something's ending. You're closing a cycle, but you need to do the healing. This is not going to miraculously come to you from where I'm looking here, that you're like, oh yeah, I'm just waiting for them. Nah, doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. There's always something that we could be doing, I'll be honest with you. I'll give you a classic. Sometimes it could even be just as simple as surrendering into the present moment. It could be even as simple as that, but then it can be as in depth as, you know, healing certain wounds. Because you've got to remember, you've got to, for the wound not to affect something, you've got to have done, you've got to tip the balance of healing so that the wound is overshadowed by the healing work done. That's when balance can happen. That's when usually an energetic path opens up and something can come in. And of course we want to encourage that. We don't want to just sit there and go, well, it's up to you to do the work. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. That's a few cards. Yeah, someone's wow, that's a lot of cards. One sec. Just turning the cards over, guys. I apologise. Keeping you waiting. Give me 2 momentos. Give me. What are we doing here? Are we doing this? Other way? What are we doing? Okay. Right, I'm just trying to absorb what they're. Wow. Okay. Just trying to absorb what they're showing me here. You've got to. Yeah, look. We've got the Moon and Judgment, first 2 cards out. An emotional decision, a decision around your emotions that probably weren't acknowledged. There's also an illusionary element here of something being, you're probably going to find out that something was decided that definitely affects you. It could also be that there's an emotional release once you hear about a decision. Someone needs to let go here. We've got the Fool, and then we've got the 4 of Coins, 4 of Pentacles. Someone needs to let go and start afresh, because someone's holding on to something way too tight. Someone is way too, it's like they're trying to control the outcome. The decision can't come and the emotional release can't come until you also emotionally release yourself and step into that full energy. And again, the Fool is the first of the major arcana, the World is the last. So the world is closing out a cycle. It's like you heal yourself, you decide to heal yourself, and then this new cycle can come in for you, which is releasing that kind of need for control. And look, then we've got the Magician. So the manifestation part comes in, because you've gone from the Fool to the Magician, 2nd card in the major arcana, which is allowing this energy to freely flow. Knight of Coins. Yeah, look, Queen of Wands, 3 of Coins. There's a third party potentially influence here. 3 of Coins, partnerships, Queen of Wands. Someone is looking to you to see what it is you want to create. Or it could be the other way around. Someone is looking, you're looking to someone to see what you want to create. But I feel like someone's not being honest with what it is they're creating. It's like you're releasing certain things and they're releasing certain things, but when it comes to it, it looks like this person could be a bit, it's like someone's not telling the full truth here, because the Moon and Judgment, illusions, Page of Coins with the 7 of Swords. It's like, are their actions matching their words or no? And actually, if you want to you might, if you resonated with Cancer video before this, you might want to watch that as well, because there's a similarity here that I'm feeling. There's a similar energy. It's not exactly the same, but someone's going to need to actually watch that video that's watching this one. Yeah, the Moon again. The Moon again. Someone is trying to push forward something secretly that involves a third party, but it's not going to help the pattern of behaviour. It's actually going to add to the confusion. We've got the Moon and the Chariot in reverse, so things can't move forward because there's something is not being revealed. 3 of Coins of the World reversed. Someone's trying to work on something, but it's against what they're meant to be doing. You're actually you're working against what you're meant to be doing at the moment. Sorry to say. Wow, you're wounded. You're wounded. You're wounded, and you're not taking control or charge of that. Look, Chariot reversed with the 9 of Wands. Someone is wounded here that's not taken charge of the situation. I feel like they're expecting someone to, you know, whatever this external situation is this is going to complete them or this is going to do that, and that they're ready. They're not. This person needs to do healing. It's like they're moving forward on a timeline where they haven't healed and they're expecting results, and it's not going to work like that. We've got the Four of Wands with the Moon. So there's something secretive here about a union. Something about the feminine energy that also needs to heal before a union can take place, because the Moon is also the feminine. We've got the Hermit on the bottom of the deck. You have to do the work. Look, yeah, look, secret. Someone's trying to initiate a secretive third-party situation without doing the work because they think that's the way to do it. And Spirit are like, you are creating a lot of mess for yourself. If this is you, do not entertain a third-party situation if that person's still in a... It doesn't matter what you think you have a right to do. No, don't. I'm telling you. I mean, look, by all means, you do it, but just do not come... do not expect some kind of miracle result, because this is not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a mess, if I'm really honest with you. I'm sorry. I wish I had something better to say, but someone's not doing the work, and so someone else is, they're charging into a situation thinking that that's going to solve everything, and they've forgotten the basics. It's not going to be helpful. Yeah, look, the World reversed with the Ace of Coins. Something hasn't ended, but then they're expecting an offer to come in. It can't. You've not done. You're on there's a. But this is for those who, maybe you're sitting there going, absolutely 100%, this is not me. My God, just gone, are you sure? Listen, can I just say, the reason my guides are like this is because they have, I wish next time I do healing, I'm going to film it. Because this is not a walk in the park. This is not me sat filing my nails thinking I can just sit and, you know, say all this stuff and I've done the work. This is me like grueling, gritty, like raw, very unattractive healing that I forced myself to do because I've got the guides I've got, you know, and because I've done it, that's why they're brutal, because they know look, this is being real here, because they know I've done it. They don't have any excuses, because they're saying, if she can do it, me, why aren't you? And it's not to say I'm rubbish, it's to say there's an equality here. And they're saying, so if I've done it, you know, as in Jale, me, why aren't you? Why can't you? I'm sorry if that triggers someone, but I mean, yeah, it's kind of right, you know, it's like, and it wasn't like I was all peaceful and they're playing nice little classical music in the background and suddenly I'm sat going, oh, what a lovely little journey this has been. No. You know, I don't know, maybe you didn't hear about my giving up smoking story. I mean, there's a million examples here. They don't sit around and they don't sit and go, come on, Jale, oh, wake up now. Come on, new day, new dawn. No, this is the wake-up call. Give up the smoking now! And I was like, what happened? I literally ran out. I was like, what's going on? What happened? Everyone's looking at me like I'm insane. I'm like, what happened? And I've slowly calmed myself down and gone, did I need to give up smoking or something? Did I quit? Have I quit? And I'm thinking, I haven't quit, but I obviously must do. And that was it, cold turkey. Because it scared me it actually terrified me. They're not sat here saying all this and then they're treating me like a queen. They're treating me as if I need to do the work, because I do. You know, we're all in the same boat here. So don't feel certain, and FYI, I do have a fifth house in Leo. So this clearly, my sun is in fifth house, which is Leo. So again, and I have a North Node in Leo. My mum and dad have got heavily aspected planets in Leo. So I need to take accountability, because there's going to be a message in this for me. The Spirit just saying, look, more than one. Make sure you watch this back. Okay? And they're saying, listen to this. They're saying, now we're going to remind you. Oh, here we go. See, look, this is not me getting light off the hook here. So just FYI, when they say this to you guys, they don't play around with me, because they expect more from me. That's why. And they expect something from you guys. And it's not to say they're like, this is not about control or anything doo-doo, low-vibed, toxic. This is because we are clearly meant to be doing something, and they want us to get to that point. That's it. They don't hate us, they're just trying to help, but they're just very straight with it, and so it comes across as a bit harsh, especially to those that maybe don't want to hear it and their ego gets in the way. But I need to hear that, because sometimes I have got a massive ego and I need to be told. So that's why my guides are harsh, guys. I apologise. So now the Hermit's in reverse. Get out there. Don't go with it. You've gone within, all right? Now you need to go and feel this out. It's like you found the inner light. Okay, you've done that. Now what do you need to do next? I think this is coming down to... Let me just check something here. Okay, 1 second, guys. I think the point they're trying to prove here is... Let me see if I'm right with this, because I know I'm going to... Yeah. So the card after the Hermit is the Wheel of Fortune. If this is not upright and this is reverse and you haven't gone within to check, then the Wheel of Fortune, the change can't come. That's what they're trying to get you to initiate. They're trying to get you to initiate the change. Wow, I'm going to need to think about what that's going to be for me then. And it's an emotional change. Because they don't want you to ruin something. They want you to act a certain way that isn't from a wounded area when something comes in. Otherwise, they don't want you to push it away, basically. Yeah, look, they don't want this. They don't want the Two of Cups reversed. They want it upright. They don't want this restriction. They don't want this block. Yeah, look, Ace of Swords. They're clarity, truth, information. That's what they're trying to bring in. They're trying to help. Yes. Look, shocked again. That Queen of Cups, that kind of emotional healing. Bringing in that truth, bringing in that alignment, bringing in that emotional kind of awareness. Taking accountability. Because then, look, 9 of Cups, that can come through. Abundance, making you, wish fulfillment, that's able to come through then, isn't it? Yes, and then with the balance, justice. So if you're waiting for something karmic to happen, get into your own karmic alignment with your emotional body. Do the healing. Do the healing. There's something here that someone isn't forgiving, and it's blocking a change. It's blocking a change. Yeah, it's like a blocked energy. It just feels like blocked energy because there's a block within you. Yeah, look. They're trying to demonstrate this again. Look, Ace of Cups, that seed, that kind of beginning, starting point of energy, that emotional abundance and that offer of emotion, blocked. 7 of Wands. Blocked. Someone doesn't want to feel to heal. Someone doesn't want to feel it to heal it. They're trying to maneuver around it because they don't want to feel it. You're going to have to, unfortunately. And that if that's for me as well, then I have to as well, Look, 5 of Cups. Someone doesn't want to acknowledge upset. Someone doesn't want to acknowledge something emotionally. This could be to do with a past wound. Let's have a look. Wow. The Devil. It feels like there's an emotional, it could be a bit of codependency, but there's like an emotional energy here that wasn't acknowledged, and it's become a block, it's become toxic. And because of the fact that it's become toxic, it's now blocking an abundance in another area, which is why we really have to acknowledge something needs to change, because it's like a river, but there's a bank that's like built up. There's a dam that's been built up, and it's building and building and building, and we need to let the flow through, because the flow is going to be an abundance that is going to lead to other things that are going to help. Yeah, including this person, the Emperor. If you can't understand your own emotional body, how is this person expected to understand anything either? It's like your work is mirroring their work. Your emotional maturity mirrors theirs. If you've got an emotional block, chances are they do. So if you work on yours, it's going to help the other person. There's a mirroring thing going on, and it's not to say, oh, you're the wounded one and you've got to do all the work. No, because there will be a shift. When you're doing this, there's going to be a shift in this energy, which means that there's an alignment happening. The star, healing, again, more healing energy, has to be healing. Someone's blocking to do the healing. They don't want to do the healing. They don't want change. They're upset. They're just getting angry about competition here. Angry. 5 of Wands. About the disappointment that this energy brings. And they just need to acknowledge that they need to do some healing. Strength in the reverse with the Devil. Don't fall into a toxic pattern, guys. Devil and Strength in reverse. That's not a good idea. So no, don't be doing spells or anything silly. Really don't. I wouldn't even be getting involved in that. Really. 2 of Swords. Finally seeing something becomes public. It could be that something is announced publicly that is a removal of. Because look, we've got the 2 of Swords in reverse and the 6 of Wands. Something is publicly made obvious or sort of announced that is in relation to a commitment that's fallen through, or it's like gossip. It just feels like gossip or a rumour mill, or yeah, look, there's truth coming out here. Maybe you're going to hear truth that's going to hurt. And so that, again, the emotional healing, it's like you could fall into a trap where maybe you've already done loads of emotional healing and then the truth comes out with something, and then I just caught my reflection. I thought it was a cat. This is the second time I've done that. That's my cue for negative energy. As soon as I see that now, I'm like, this is about negative energy. Don't fall into that trap. If someone else is trying to bait you into getting into a sort of tit for tat situation, do not lower your vibration to match that. It's not going to work. It's going to bring you down, and it's going to make you have to pay back debt, karmic debt you don't need to. Because you should be keeping at your own level, not sinking down to someone else's. It doesn't work like that. Trust me when I say that. And if anyone's in any doubt, please watch me on Big Brother 2014 in the UK. Doesn't work like that. 3 of Wands, looking to the future. Looking at how things are going to develop in the future. Look, 10 of Wands in the reverse position. Don't fall into a trap where in the last minute someone's deciding what to do, and then because you've sunk to a level they go, nah, they're not ready. Because this is what it feels like. Don't sink into that. Just don't sink into that vibration. It's really not worth it. But there's more tests coming here, guys. It's like you guys are being a little bit tested this month. What else can you tell me for Leo? Yeah, someone's trying to hold on to something. Look, 4 of Coins in the Sun. Release it. The masculine, they're trying to hold on to the masculine, but it's like it's restrictive energy and it's controlling energy. Leo for May 2020. Wow. Someone's trying to force a reconciliation here. 10 of Coins with Temperance in the reverse. 10 of Coins with Temperance in the reverse. This is not going to work. Do not fall. If you get to a point in May and you go, this is not working, why isn't this working? Let me take matters into my own hands. Please don't. Please do not. Please, just trust me on this. And because honestly, if I get messages after going, I thought about it and I was going to just listen to you, but then the last minute something took over me. I'm going to be like, please, no. And I won't be laughing. I'm laughing because I'm just like, no, I don't want you to do that. No. Because this is how I talk to myself, you know. I laugh. Sometimes when I'm in a bad situation, I have to laugh because it's like I can't deal with it. Page of Swords. Queen of Wands. Don't be getting into a third party. This is a test. Alert, alert. This is a test. No, look. The moon hidden. 3 of Coins. Third party. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Please, no. It's like you're going to try and possibly maneuver your way into a third-party situation because you're trying to gain something, but you're not patient enough to wait. And so you're taking someone's taking. And if it's not you, it'll be someone around you taking some weird kind of ways around to sort of capture that. Let's go with the Queen of the Moon Oracle for outcomes here. Let's see what the outcomes are for you guys, for Leos. Outcome for Leos, please. Collective of Leo. collective of Leo for May 2020. What is the outcome? Collective. Oh, that jumped out. We've got the extremes card that's just flown out. Just try and get a balance, please. Right. Leo energy, May. Collective of Leos, please, for May 2020. This is going to force you to probably go out of your comfort zone and have a little change here. But it's going to be needed, and it's going to give you something. Look, Thunder Moon, I think that's September's moon. I think that's actually September's moon, the Thunder Moon. You might want to Google that, though. Something about September is going to resonate for this. It could be that things move along in September, maybe. Nature's Whispers for outcomes. Let's get a Nature's Whispers card. This is a deck by Angela Hartfield and Josephine Wall. Okay. Have a look. Nature's Whispers. What is the outcome for Leo, please, for the month of May 2020? What is the outcome for Leo energy, collective of Leos? What is the outcome? Wow, that wanted to come out. Well, celebrate differences. So if things aren't working, there's a reason, and it means that it just gives you ample time to heal that, which means that when you do come into alignment, it's going to be even sweeter because you've done the work. Yeah, look, show your support. You can still support something without enabling it, okay? So you can still support a human being without sort of encouraging them to do bad or, you know, enabling bad behaviour. And then it says catch your breath. So this is about taking a break. If you're getting frustrated, catch your breath. Don't get suckered in and that someone's holding on to another tree there. Don't release attachment. Do not get so... This is not going to work. Outcome for Leo, please, for May 2020. Final card. Final card, please. May. Leo. May 2020, Leo energy. Here we go. Yeah. Pause. If it's not happening, take a break. Come back to it when people are ready. Don't try and force it through. It's not going to work. Okay, guys, hopefully that's been of some help. That was your Leo reading for May 2020. Thank you for all your likes, shares and subscriptions. It means a lot to me. I'm going to be going live Monday, Wednesday, Friday during quarantine. Usually about 8 PM British Standard Time. Try and get a bit earlier sometimes on the off chance, but usually it's around that time. If you want to join us, brilliant. And until next time, take care.